Today we're talking about the most powerful words that you can say. These powerful words can either help you to conquer overwhelm, get unstuck, take action, guide your life to go where you want it to go, or they can do the exact opposite. They can build up the overwhelm. They can dig into the being stuck and make taking action and making progress just about impossible. Today we're going to explore how to use these powerful words to your advantage so that you can enjoy life more. This is the Enjoy Life podcast. If you feel overwhelmed or stuck and you want to break free so that you can find your power to take action to achieve your goals and enjoy life, then you're in the right place. Welcome, my friend. I am glad that you're here. My name is Nick Mazie, and it's my desire to be your guide through this material so that you can choose your mindset, goals, and actions so you can guide your life to go in the direction that you want to go and enjoy it. Now let's dive right in. Hello, and welcome to episode 163, Enjoy Life. Before we dive into today's episode, I do got to go ahead and finally share what I've been kind of teasing along for the last few episodes. I kept talking about today being March 2nd. And this big announcement that I was going to have for you for March 2nd. Well, I'm not going to make you wait around any longer. Here it is. I know that feeling overwhelmed and feeling stuck can make it just about impossible to really make progress, to take action, to do all the things that I want to encourage you to do. And all of my material is to help you to guide your life to go where you want it to go so that you can be in charge of that and so that you can determine where you take your life and to be intentional. And all that requires some power, and it requires really just doing the work and taking the action. But all that's just about impossible when you feel overwhelmed and you feel stuck. It is such a challenge to be able to do the work. So I want to help you out with that. Which is exactly why I created the Claim My Power free video series. Because it's to help you to claim your power. I want you to say, I'm going to claim my power. The Claim My Power free video series is a series of short videos that are going to give you specific things that you can do to start to conquer that overwhelm, to help you to get unstuck and be able to take some small steps going toward what you want, going toward achieving your goals. Now, this video series is going to be released next week. I'm still putting the finishing touches on it. But if you can go ahead and go to claimmypower.me and you sign up so as soon as the videos are released, you'll get access to them. Once again, that is claimmypower.me so that you can get access to these videos as soon as they're released next week. They should be available on March the 9th. That's next Tuesday. And just go to claimmypower.me. That way you can get access to these videos so that you can start to conquer that overwhelm, get unstuck, take action towards your goals, and ultimately guide your life to go where you want it to go and enjoy it. I really hope these videos are a huge help to you. It's something that I've been working on, just wanting to serve you better, to be able to help you in any way that I can. And I really hope these videos do just that for what you need so that you can make some progress toward what you want for your life. Once again, that's just claimmypower.me, and that'll let you to opt in to make sure that I can get you those links to the videos as soon as they're released. On to today's episode. Today, like I said, we're talking about the most powerful words that you can say. Words have power, but some have so much more power. So let's think about this for a minute. If you knew that you were going to have a very important meeting, maybe one of the most important meetings of your career or your life even. You were going to have a very important meeting. You were going to speak to somebody, and it was a crucial moment that you knew you wanted to get it just right. Would you try and think about what you were going to say beforehand? Would you maybe craft some words in your mind so that you could say exactly what you wanted to say? Would you prepare for what you were going to say in that meeting? Or maybe if you're going to go meet a friend, and that friend of yours is having a really tough time. They're really struggling. They're facing some challenges, and they really, really need your encouragement. Your words are going to ring true for them. Your words can give them that boost that they need, and they need to hear it from you because they value what you say. They value your opinion and your information and your friendship. If you were going to meet with that friend, would you try to come up with some good words to say beforehand? Would you think about it beforehand so that you could really say what you wanted to say? Or what if you were going for a job interview? You're going to interview for this job, and this is the job that you really want. It's the job that you need. It's great pay. It's doing exactly what you want to do. It's like you're interested in the work. You're passionate about the work, and they're going to pay you great. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you need. Would you prepare for the interview by thinking about some things that you could say beforehand? See, during these crucial times that we're talking about, a little bit of preparation, just preparing just a little bit, can help us a tremendous amount. It can have such a profound impact. Thinking about what you want to say in advance, see, that helps you to come up with those right words, to give the best impact, so that we can get the results that we want. Whenever there's a really crucial moment that is coming up, thinking about what to say in that moment, it's time well spent, because it's so much more difficult to think of those right words to say in the moment. When the pressure is on, maybe it's in the middle of that job interview and you're a little bit nervous, the pressure's on. It's so much more difficult to try to think of the great words to say in that moment. In that moment, it's so much more difficult. It's even more of a struggle to find those best words that are really, really good when we're struggling. When I'm struggling myself, it's really difficult for me to craft some very powerful words that resonate for somebody else. Or maybe I'm in the middle of that interview, I'm a little nervous, I'm a little anxious, and the pressure's on. And when I'm facing those challenges in the moment, that's a lot more difficult for me to think of some really good words to say. So where am I going with this? Where I'm going is that when you're struggling, when you're facing some challenges, some difficulties, when life's not going exactly how you want it to go, then it's time for you to come up with some words to tell yourself. Because the words you tell yourself are the most powerful words that you'll say. And they are. Because you'll end up believing the words you tell yourself a whole lot faster than the words you hear from somebody else. Those words that you tell yourself, that self-talk, that dialogue that goes on in your head, the words you tell yourself, you're going to believe them. They're going to sink in deep. And they're going to become, kind of what you think about yourself. This is where preparing those words in advance that you can tell yourself, this is the time well spent. It pays dividends. It can be the difference between you taking action and achieving your goals and not. This can be a huge difference maker because you believe the words you tell yourself. If I tell myself something enough, I'm going to believe it. If I tell myself that I'm no good, that I can't make it, that I'm never going to overcome this challenge, the worst thing in the world is going to happen. I am eventually going to believe that if I allow myself to continue to tell that to myself. That does not work out for me enjoying life. That does not work out for me achieving my goals. That does not work out for me guiding my life to go where it wants to go, where I want it to go. None of that works out because the words I've told myself, I ended up believing, and I did not take control of those words. But now this is why you have to think of these words in advance, because when we're struggling, it's so difficult to think of those positive, encouraging words to get your mindset back on track. It's just about impossible. And when I'm feeling, down, and I feel down, I know in this podcast, I'm always talking about being positive. And, look, I'm human, okay? I have up days and down days. When the down days happen and I some of that negative self-talk starts creeping in there and I'm saying things to myself that I know I shouldn't say, I have to have some words I can tell myself already prepared in advance that I can encourage myself with to get my own mindset back on track. Because I can't go back. If a negative thought came through my mind and I said, golly, Nick, you're such a screw up. If that came through my mind and I said that to myself, I can't go back and change it. But what I can do is I can combat that with some good positive encouragement and some positive self-talk that I've already thought of in advance, so that way when those times come that I need some encouragement, I can give it to myself. And that's what I want you to do. Just like if you're preparing for a job interview or you meet a friend that really needs some encouragement, I want you to think of some words in advance that you can tell yourself when you're going to need them. Anytime that you find that you're struggling a little bit and you need a little bit of a boost, then this is a time to prepare some good words to tell yourself. So now last week in episode 162, we talked about checking in on our progress, where we're at, where we're going, what's going on, where we can improve, where we're doing good, all those things. We talked about checking in and doing a little bit of a review. Well, if you're finding out that certain times are giving you some challenges, then go ahead and think of some positive, encouraging words you can tell yourself to help you to make it through those challenges. And one of the things that Todd Herman talks about in the Alter Ego Effect, that book, is when that thought that creeps into your mind, maybe about, well, who do you think you are to, and fill in, your goal, whatever you're working toward. Who do you think you are to do that? Is go ahead and thinking of some things that you can already have prepared to combat that. Well, who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? I'm the guy that, and then say what you do. Or I'm the guy that gets up early so that I can conquer that. Or I'm the guy that is striving to care for my family. Whatever it is. Think of the things that you need to hear for those statements that come up in your mind that you got to combat. Because negative self-talk, it happens. It happens. Each one of us, we're a little bit more susceptible to one sort of self-criticism than the other. So I don't know the negative self-talk that creeps up in your mind. I don't. But I bet you do. I bet you do. And as hokey as it might sound, think of and write down some positive, encouraging words that directly go against the negative self-talk that creeps up in your mind. That way you have them prepared and you have them ready. And as soon as that negative self-talk comes in, you can respond and knock it out. You also can think of those positive, encouraging words for yourself just when you need a boost. I give myself a little bit of a pep talk just to get myself out of bed in the morning. I don't really like waking up early, but I know I need to wake up early so I can get the things done that I want to get done so I can move closer to my goals. Boom. I need to do it. So I have some positive, encouraging words that I tell myself to get myself to get up and get out of bed in the morning. Whenever you need a little bit of a boost, a little bit of encouragement to face a challenge or a struggle that's coming your way, anytime you need that, a little bit of positive self-talk, encouraging yourself, reminding yourself of some of the strengths, some of the good things that you're doing, or just reminding yourself that you're putting forth this effort and so you're going to make it happen because you're not going to give up. Whatever it is, those positive, encouraging words that you need to hear, you can tell yourself that, and they will start to kind of shape your mindset toward that positive direction. It's this amazing thing. If you think of a river cutting through the woods, and over time, or a little river, creek, let's say, going through the woods, and it goes that direction long enough, and the water's just flowing, and it's nice and steady. Eventually, it starts to wear a little bit into the dirt, deeper and deeper into the dirt. The more that river travels in the exact direction, the deeper it gets, and the more of this huge trench it ends up making as it just cuts through the ground and the dirt, and eventually it can cut through rocks. This is that's the same way as the words you tell yourself and those thoughts that you have. The more they're in a certain direction, the easier it is for them to go that direction because it kind of cuts in. It actually makes the connections in your brain stronger to go in that direction. And that's what you're doing with being intentional with the words you tell yourself, is you're cutting that path, that train of thought in your mind. You're making it more and more solid so that it just naturally goes that direction. This is how you can shape your mindset over time by choosing the words you tell yourself. By choosing the words you tell yourself, being intentional with that self-talk so that you can guide your mindset, which will help guide your actions, which will guide your life to go in the direction that you want it to go. With something as powerful and what can be as transformational as the words you tell yourself, don't allow them to be up to happenstance or however you're feeling in the moment. Emotions are going to go up and down. They're going to change. That's just life. The words that you tell yourself are powerful, and don't allow how you feel in the moment to dictate if those words are used for positive or for negative. So what can you do with this? Well, all right, I know it might sound a little bit weird, or if you haven't done, kind of some positive, encouraging self-talk, or you're being really intentional about it and you have some things written out, it might be a little bit weird the first time. Okay, that's life. Anytime we try something new, sometimes it's a little funky. But just try it. Just try it. Start with something that's simple. It can be something as simple as, my goals are worth my effort. I'm striving to improve myself. I am striving to be a good father, a husband, a wife, a mother, a brother, a sister, whatever it is. I'm taking steps to achieve my goals because my goals are important to me. When I do my self-talk, I stay a little bit away from, some positive affirmations, I guess, but less in manifesting. I stick to the things that are true, that are concrete. Then it's just so much easier for me to believe it if I just acknowledge the effort that I'm putting in. Or I talk about how my goals are valuable to me and that they resonate with my values and they're important for me and I'm striving to do my best to achieve them. I can encourage myself by sticking to the things that are concrete and true, and then my mind believes it even faster. So just remind yourself of the things that are true in your life to help encourage yourself. And once again, just start. Try it right now. Take a moment and say some positive, encouraging things to yourself. That's it. It's a lot better to start doing it before you're stuck in that moment of really needing it. That way you can make it a little bit into a habit of just continually all throughout the day or at certain times, maybe before you eat, after you wake up, any sort of time during the day, what suits you best. Determine that you're going to say something positive and encouraging to yourself right then. Just get into the habit of it. And the more you do it, the more natural it's going to be. And then you'll catch yourself when you're having a rough time or hitting a challenge or you need that encouragement. After you develop the habit of positive self-talk, you'll find it come out in those moments that you need it because you've practiced it, because you've made it a habit, because all that makes it a whole lot easier. So just start. You can do it right now. Say something positive, encouraging to yourself. And when you have a moment, write it down. Positive, encouraging, short statement that you can say to yourself. Write it down. Keep it somewhere in your wallet, in your purse, and start to tell yourself that on a regular basis. Because I believe that you can conquer overwhelm, get unstuck, take action, guide your life to go in the direction that you want it to go, and enjoy it. I truly believe you can do those things. And shaping your mindset by the words you tell yourself is a powerful way to help you to do that. Okay, guys, that's what I have for today's episode. I could go on and on about talking about the importance of self-talk, but you get the gist. As always, you can go to nickmazy.com and search for the episode number. This is episode 163. You can get the show notes there. And make sure you go to claimmypower.me so that you can get access to that free video series that I have coming out next week, March 9th. All right. Take care. Can't wait to talk to you again soon.